Right. Welcome back to yet another episode of The Royals on the Road. Today marks the 16th episode of this podcast, and what a day to do so. It's King Kohli's birthday, and doesn't matter which franchise you support or which part of the world you belong to, if you're a cricket lover, you should be excited about the day. Join us today as we celebrate the King's birthday, and with the T20 World Cup almost at the playoff stage, there's simply a lot on our plate to discuss. Joining us from Kolkata today, an honorary Super Royals fan, someone who was there beside me this year in the Eden Gardens, waving the pink flag and screaming Halla Bol instead of the usual Kor Bol or Bojit Bore. Please welcome our guest for tonight, Spandon Chattopadhyay. Welcome, Spandon.
Thank you. Pleasure being here. And Eden Gardens is always a spectacle, and KKR has very frequently disappointed us about being in the playoffs. So, yeah, Rajasthan Royals was my savior this year, and it was a pleasure supporting the Pink.
Well, we certainly hope that by next year's IPL we'll have you converted from purple to pink, but there's still some time left. We also have with us our fellow Super Royals joining in. Welcome to the show, Super Royal Shefali. Good evening.
Hi,
And
Upayan. Hi, everyone.
and we have Super Royal Mihir with us. Hi, Mihir.
Hi, Opayan. How are you?
Yep, I'm fine, thank you. Now, this was an interesting week at the World Cup. There were no matches which were abandoned by the rain, and although there weren't any upsets as such, we did see a lot of close matches happening. My first question to you, Spandan, the India Bangladesh match was quite a nail biter. As an Indian fan, I'm sure, like the rest of us, you must be pleased by the result. But the approach that we showed, was it not a bit concerning? I mean, a slow start in the power play, followed by another dismal performance from the lower middle order, spinners not taking wickets, depending upon the rain break for the shift in momentum during Bangladesh's batting. Surely Rahul Dravid and company, they have a lot to think about. Your thoughts?
Yeah. See, the power play thing has become chronic now. Like in the first match, I guess, against Pakistan, it was 31 for three, and then the pressure mounted. And in the next over, first ball, Akshar got out. And then there was a Netherlands match. You would expect India to get around 50 in that match in the power play, and they got 32 odd. And then there was South Africa. We got 33, I guess, and followed by the Bangladesh match where we got 37. I mean, they're following an arithmetic progression in 30s. We need that in 50s, I guess. So, yeah, I mean, that is very chronic because T20, you set the rhythm in the power play. And I don't know what's lacking. Maybe the openers being in dismal form is the reason for it. I mean, in some matches where there was 32 for one, one of the openers were trying to get their 50, yeah, and settle their spot in the team. So that was the reason behind it. So that's an issue, yes. And the spinner thing, yes, Ashwin is not clicking in these conditions. I mean, as a batsman, yes, but not as a bowler. And Rahul Dravid I mean, he's yet to figure out whether it's Akshar or Huda he wants in the team because he's just swapping between the two and then not even using Akshar as a bowling option. So I'm not sure whether it's going to work out soon. So yeah, that has been a real concern. Yes.
Absolutely. I think what we have seen is that, when guys like Shadab Khan or, even Hasaranga, they've performed for their respective teams. Our spinners haven't really managed to create an impact. Personally, I am hoping that Chahal does get a game tomorrow in the iconic Melbourne Cricket Ground, the home ground of our first Royal, and hopefully he creates magic over there. Last week we had a discussion in the podcast about KL Rahul and whether he should stay as a part of the playing 11. Rahul proved us right and rode back to form in the Bangladesh match. However, one player is yet to justify his inclusion in the first 11, and that is Dinesh Karthik. My question to Mihir, आपको क्या लगता है? Should India keep backing DK and you know play him at number 7, or possibly play Rishabh Pant in a massive stadium like MCG and probably demote Hardik at 6 and the batting thereafter?
Upayan, to be honest, what DK has done in the IPL basically, because it all started from IPL, for DK, and then he came to India, and then he's playing, and now he is the regular member of the team. So yeah, I think that DK should play ahead of Pant because DK gives you that that finishes which I think, according to me, Pant cannot give to you. If you want to use Pant, then we can use Pant at the opening slot, and we can demote KL Rahul to number 4 basically. So according to me, I think the Pant should open, or if not Pant, then DK should play ahead of Pant.
So you're backing Dinesh Karthik ahead of
Yeah,
Rishabh Pant. I think
yeah.
that is a great answer. Coming to you, Shefali. India had a massive dent when Bumrah was ruled out, first in the Asia Cup and then in the World Cup.
Hmm.
Players on whom we had invested post 2019 like Deepak Chahar, T Natarajan were nowhere in the picture. However, the Indian pace attack has surprised almost everyone with their consistency and effectiveness. Between Bhuvaneshwar, Arshdeep and Shami, we saw a perfect mix of youth and experience. मेरा सवाल आपसे ये है कि क्या लगता है कि क्या इंडिया को जहीर खान के बाद एक प्रॉपर लेफ्ट आर्म पेसर मिल चुका है इन द फॉर्म ऑफ हर्षदीप सिंह because this man
Um,
he's only 22 years old, he's showing a lot of maturity and he's getting better with every game. क्या लगता है आपको?
yeah, that is very true. But I feel it's still too early to say to make that statement. But his performance in this particular series is phenomenal, and he's like one of the leading wicket takers. So he's doing pretty well. But I feel there is still few more series we should look into it, because we still depend on Bumrah and. Bhuvi. I mean, Bumrah and Bhuvi are the main fast bowlers for us, and we depend mainly on them. So yeah, he is doing phenomenal. I still want to look his performance for a few more matches and see how he performs in the big matches like in semis or in final, and then yeah, maybe we can say that, but it's too early considering his age and experience. Would certainly try some more matches and see how his performance remains.
So क्या लगता है like next year World Cup है अपने ही घर में है तो do you see him at least being a part of the squad, maybe possibly
Hmm.
playing in the first 11
Yeah,
because Bumrah is
yeah,
probably coming back?
definitely. Yeah, Bumrah will be coming back. That's true. But if we also look at Bhuvi's performance, he isn't performing up to that expectation as he was supposed to be. So I can see him playing well in the next year tournament. But I wouldn't say like for all the matches, but I definitely see him playing in the next year World Cup T20, at least for some of the matches.
Right on. Moving ahead from India, let's talk about the most recent match that we played and what the opposition had to say. Spandan, the fake fielding issue surrounding Virat Kohli was certainly not fair play on his part. But then again, it's the umpire's call, and neither of them did or say anything about it during the match. Similarly, there have been multiple instances where a no ball due to height was given upon the batsman's call. Indians too can say that probably Akshar Patel का जो run out था, that was an umpiring aberration क्योंकि वहां पे we saw that the ball had ricocheted from the stumps without making the bails fall, but the bowler उसका हाथ लग गया था, उसके बाद the bail lit up, the stump light lit up. आपको क्या लगता है कि ये जो umpiring standards है, has it been abysmal this World Cup, or whatever Bangladesh is saying right now, whatever the claims are on social media or on ICC or whatever it is, do they really stand in court?
Yeah, see, first of all, I'll be honest, I did not know about this rule before this match. And yeah, I think Nurul Hassan didn't as well. I mean, he went home and he had to settle up something as an excuse, and he came up with this. So yeah, so when this thing happened, I would quote Harsha because that's where I came to know about the law. It was, I guess, 41.5. And the law states that if the umpire notices and the umpire acknowledges that the fielder is whatever the fielder is gesturing is fake, then there's the penalty 5 runs. But the umpire, neither the umpire nor the batsman spotted that in the first place, and they noticed it after they lost the match. So I think that's just part of Bangladesh usual crying after they lose their important matches, and they're just coming up with excuses. I mean, that's why you feel hardly any sympathy seeing tiger-clad kids crying after the match. So yeah, I mean that's solely Bangladesh, and I mean I would love to put forth Harsha's last line where he said, "When we look for excuses, we hardly grow." And that's very true. I mean, Bangladesh should look to their batting where they were hitting up to the sky because they were, I don't know, impatient about getting a historic win. Yeah. So, I mean, they should have just batted through, and one settled player along with, I mean, Nurul could have saved the day. So, yeah, I think it's solely Bangladesh doing it and not the umpires because it's a World Cup and the pressure is on the umpires as well. They're human beings. So, they're bound to some mistakes. Yeah.
Absolutely. So Bangladesh, next time, please keep your excuses with yourself. There's no team which wants to cry and spoil their party. Um, Coming to the other matches in the World Cup, both Ireland and Afghanistan, they had a splendid tournament so far with some individual power pack performances. Sadly for both the teams, they have a flight to catch because both of them are not qualifying. मिहिर आपसे पूछना चाहता हूं मैं ये जो T20 फॉर्मेट जो हुआ है like it has worked out in favor of teams which are usually associate nations or were associates not too long ago. All have individual performers lined up for their teams, and on their day they might emerge as the most dominant side, causing upsets to traditional powerhouses. So how do you look at it? Like, where do you see the future of associate nations or former associate nations going with this format? Because say guys like Sikandar Raza, या फिर even guys who are preferably getting there. This guy whose surname was Little, I think, from Ireland.
Joshua
He
Little.
scored, yeah,
Joshua
Joshua
Little.
hat
Little.
trick Miller. Yeah. So these guys are probably trying to do well, might secure IPL contracts in the future. Who knows? तो आपको क्या लगता है कि एसोसिएट नेशंस का मतलब व्हाट इज द वे फॉरवर्ड फॉर देम?
Yes, Supan, especially for Afghanistan and Ireland, I'm really happy that they have performed up to the expectations. I have before the start of the World Cup, I had a very high expectations from Afghanistan, but unfortunately, I think their two of the matches has been washed out due to rain. So if those matches were happened, then I think they would have given a tough fight to the opponents. And then talking about the Ireland, yeah, when India toured for the two T20 matches in Ireland, they have also given us a tough fight there too. So yeah, I am really impressed by especially these two teams. And talking about the players, I think Joshua Little can sign a IPL contract next year. Uh, I am having a feeling that he and along with him, Sikandar Raza might also sign a contract next year, and who knows, he can be a part of our Royal family, Sikandar Raza.
Well, fingers crossed. Open question to Spondona and Shefali as well. Is there any associate nation player who you would want to see in your franchise? Uh, Shefali, you can go first.
Uh, yeah, basically see, I actually want Rashid Khan to for us. But yeah, if I look at, I see there isn't one player as such, but I feel that when we look at the top scorers or the most runs in this series, we see a lot of lot of players from Ireland, from Netherlands, and they are making a mark even in the batting and also in the bowling. So they have a lot many players to look at, and yeah, Joshua Little is one of them. And even the other, like even the Netherlands players, there are few of them which have performed like quite well. And I don't want to focus on one name as such, but there are a lot of players from Ireland, Netherlands, Afghanistan, wherein we can actually see a lot many possibilities and can probably try them. And this is also a good opportunity because now they're getting exposure, because otherwise we normally don't see their matches. So this is also a good opportunity for fans, or and also for the owners of the IPL team to basically focus on these players and understand that there are other players also who actually are pretty good and deserve a chance to play in the IPL. So this is a very good learning opportunity for them, a good exposure for them. And somehow I believe in 5 next 5 to 7 years, maybe some of the teams, like I believe, especially for Afghanistan, I feel that they will definitely be playing. They will be one of the best, one of the main teams to be playing in the T20 future. So, like if I remember correctly, initially in 2007 or 11, this Netherlands was pretty good team, and even Zimbabwe was pretty good when they had Heat Streak and other players like that. So I feel that they have a very good possibility, and yeah, they should. This is very important, and it will help these teams to grow and for in future.
Very well said. And I like how you said that, Afghanistan has the potential of being a powerhouse in the very recent future, because, this is one team which depends on individual performances instead of putting up silly excuses. So here's that.
Yeah, and
Uh,
yesterday's match, we can't forget that yesterday's match. At once, Australia was like just about to lose it.
Absolutely. And matlab, karma serves them. Australia, well, they don't have a flight to catch because they are in their country, but they can pack their bags and stay at home. Moving on to Spondon, do you think there's a possible associate nation that there's a possible associate nation player that your team, your IPL franchise might want to buy?
KKR or RR?
Yeah. You can suggest for both. I'm pretty sure both the teams would like to have some. There's quite a few picks.
Yeah, I'll start with KKR and be honest with it. If I would have to choose, I'll not take any associate nation player. I'll take Liton Das first because we need an opener. We lack openers. So yeah,
And a
you said
wicket-keeper
an
batsman, yeah.
yeah. So that fits our bill absolutely perfectly. And otherwise, from an RR perspective, maybe Tector from Ireland. That is an explosive batsman you can take. Yeah. So that will strengthen your middle order well. And yeah, I think there's many, as she pointed out, but I think he'll be a good addition.
He was a part of our CPL, right? Harry Tector.
Yeah, yeah,
Or
yeah,
Babu
yeah.
also.
We have an extensive Royals family. I'm sure Knights also
Mm,
do the same, but yeah, we
no,
have
they
a
don't.
long, we have a huge family, and the associates can always form a part of all our franchises that we have now. Joining with us is Saurabh. Hi, Saurabh. How are you doing?
Hi, Ryan. Hi, everyone. Sorry for being
Hello.
late on the show.
No worries, no worries. We were actually discussing possible associate nation players who can, sign big contracts in the near future for IPL franchises. We wanted to know if anybody you think can form a part of your favorite IPL franchise. Who do you think can be a part of the Royals? Is there any particular name that you would want to put up to the Royal owners?
First of all, I'm a big Sikandar Raza fan. The way he's performing in this World Cup from the first match itself, man, he bats well, he bowls well, he fields well. What else do you need?
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, Sikandar Raza actually has a match with against us tomorrow, so
Yeah.
hopefully the praise doesn't get too much up in his head, and he play probably stays down a bit low. He can perform later on. Any players from Namibia you see making it to the IPL? Rohit Gehani, particularly, I think David Visa. Well, he had a South African passport when he played for RCB back in the IPL. I think probably over 5 years back, and currently he plays in the PSL for Lahore Qalandars, and he's really had some impactful performances in the tournament that he has been part of. Maybe he can come in, but I don't think any franchise is splurging out too much money for him or considering him as a first choice option. Maybe he comes back, he comes into the tournament as a replacement, perhaps. Moving on, we have other questions coming up. We actually have some good news this week. We have an Indian batsman who's back at the top of the ICC T20 batsman rankings. Surya Kumar Yadav rises to the top of the ICC T20 batting rankings, and he moves ahead of Pakistan's Mohammad Rizwan. Saurabh, tell us about your thoughts on this journey that Surya has undertaken to go to the top, especially given that, unlike other T20 rank one batsmen like Babar or Rizwan, he doesn't come to open. He bats at number 4, and he's amassed a lot of runs. he's had a 360-degree hitting approach, and that's how he's got to the top. Tell us about your thoughts about him.
Yeah, it's true that he is not an opener, but he's getting a lot of chances to bat in the power play also for India. We are losing quick wickets. Uh, and we need someone like Surya, who can uh, hit through in the middle. Like he doesn't waste balls at all. He's he plays almost at the strike rate of 200. Uh, so yeah, we need someone like him with Virat anchoring the innings at early on. Like Virat's always like 30 balls, 30, and then he jumps up. But we need Surya as well.
So here's wishing Surya Kumar Yadav congratulations from the Royals, and a half Royal, half KKR fan, hopefully.
Yeah.
He's brought a new dynamic in the Indian batting order with his 360-degree hitting abilities, and hopefully he continues to achieve more glory.
I
Coming
would
to
also
another,
like to
yeah, yeah, sure,
add one
go ahead.
point here. Yeah, it's we have started. He got the exposure when he started, when he did pretty well in the IPL this year. But I've been following him even during the Ranji Trophy matches and in Syed Mustaq Ali Trophy, much before when he was that big player in IPL. And he was always consistent, and he always performed pretty well. Like same was the thing with Rahane earlier, and later on it was Surya Kumar Yadav, who was always consistent in the domestic Ranji matches. So he had to perform. I mean, I knew that he would do pretty well once he get enough opportunities in IPL. And now because of IPL, he has now got get a permanent position in the Indian team as well. So he was meant to do that, and he was extremely consistent player. It's not something which is like it's just a season of him, but he's a well matured and pretty good in his batting. Yeah, I just wanted
Absolutely.
to add.
Absolutely, absolutely, and these particular facets of his batting characteristic. I mean, they just make him a compact player, and there's probably a reason why he's number one right now. I think Spondon probably misses him in his KKR team. He grew up from that one particular franchise, and Indian cricket should probably be thankful to Gautam Gambhir for a lot of things, but also because he provided us with Surya Kumar Yadav.
He
Coming
regrets
from going,
not promoting Sky up the order though, Gautam
yeah.
Gambhir. That's one of his
Absolutely,
major regrets. Yeah.
absolutely. Coming to another 360-degree hitter in world cricket and his team, Joshi Bhai's England has qualified and are likely to face us in the semi-finals. While we are happy that Josh Butler is back to his original form, and he, as a captain, he has managed to take his team to the knockouts. We are also aware of the fact that earlier this year he has already played a knockout and has qualified to the finals. So a bit aware about that. Um, Shefali, tell us, if you were Rohit Sharma, what would your approach be for this English team? This team bats deep, has hard hitters at every possible position, has impressive bowlers from the power play to death. क्या लगता है? मतलब, what should be the team's approach against this English side?
Yeah, first of all, it will be a very tough match because England is also pretty strong in their group. And if we talk about us, we have managed to win the matches, but still it wasn't that convincing, or they were like not even against the smaller teams. So I wouldn't take this match lightly. And in spite of saying that. KL Rahul has come back in form, so I wouldn't like to, replace him. But otherwise, I feel that maybe, yeah, instead of Ashwin, we can try Yuzi in the tomorrow in the next match. And apart from that, I think we are we shouldn't change the squad as such. Maybe again, it will between Akshar and Deepak Huda. It will be depending on the pitch, that whether we would need a batting all rounder or a bowling all rounder, and based on that. They will probably decide who will be the right player to be at that spot. But otherwise, yeah, we are pretty much decent in a square. I just hope that we don't lose early wicket, because sometimes what happen is because of KL Rahul, Rohit Sharma loses the wicket. I mean, maybe because he gets into the pressure and that's why he gets out. So it's very important to have a stable. At least we stick till 6 overs without losing a wicket, and then I think and somehow manage to score say 180, 190. I think that would be decent total. Yeah.
Right. And India has more or less qualified for the semifinals. We are not
Hmm.
sure whether we are topping the group or not, but I think we have qualified enough. I mean, we've done enough to qualify at least. Hopefully, Zimbabwe won't be a threat. There's been some comments in the YouTube's comment section saying that do you think South Africa can choke tomorrow? Mihir, क्या लगता है? कर लेंगे choke? Do we have a possibility of another India Pakistan encounter? क्या लगता है?
I don't see South Africa choking, especially tomorrow because they are playing Netherlands, I guess. So yeah, छोटी टीम है और साउथ अफ्रीका के पास एक अच्छा है ना पेस अटैक है. दे हैव नोकिया, दे हैव रबाडा. देन उनके पास है ना फिनिशिंग में डेविड मिलर है जो आईपीएल से लेकर अभी तक बहुत ही शानदार फॉर्म में चल रहे हैं. तो आई डोंट सी चोकिंग देम टुमारो, बट या इन द सेमीफाइनल दे कैन चोक. इवन इंडिया कैन चोक इफ इट्स नॉट देयर डे.
Yep, and hopefully if it's not against New Zealand. We have three games tomorrow actually, all three from Group B because Group A is over. I don't know why they keep all three games from Group B in the same day, but that is how the schedule works. Uh, the first match is probably Pakistan versus Bangladesh, which actually holds to be a pretty evenly matched contest, because Bangladesh is also fired up and they always want to prove their worth against Asian sides. Uh, this question is to everyone in the panel. You can all choose to answer. Are you expecting Pakistan to change their batting order now, given that their middle order has finally given them some kind of confidence? Because last match against South Africa, we saw that Shadab Khan came up and Iftikhar Chachu he also came up on his own and he plummeled the South African bowlers all over the park. Both Mohammad Rizwan and Babar Azam both faltered early on, but they still managed to score above 180. तो स्पंदन आपसे शुरू करते हैं. डू यू थिंक दैट देयर विल बी चेंजेस इन द पाकिस्तान बैटिंग लाइनअप?
I don't think there would because they are on a winning spree, but I personally would have. I mean, Babar Azam is in a terrible form, so I'd personally have Mohammad Haris open with Rizwan, or maybe even demote Rizwan back to his usual position, number 4 or 5, where he was early on. So yeah, I'll open with an explosive opener, and then we'll have Shan Mashood or Iftikhar Chachu, as you pointed out. Shan Mashood only if there's the score to achieve is 130-140 because he's their Ajinkya Rahane. And if they need 180-190, then I think why not promote Shadab and just get the score done. So yeah, I think they should be flexible in order to win the match. It won't be an easy match against Bangladesh.
Saurabh, up your thoughts on Bangladesh? Do you see any changes coming on from them coming up against Pakistan? क्या लगता है?
Uh, Bangladesh would certainly be a threat for Pakistan. The way that they played against us in that match, it was so close. Uh, I'm expecting that same close result tomorrow as well, either Bangladesh or Pakistan. Uh, One thing I would like to see is that Leighton Das carrying on with the same form, the way he came up and smashed the Indian bowlers all around. If that happens, I'm sure Pakistan is in some state of trouble. But as Spandan said that Babar should bat down the order, I don't see that happening because for me, if you are an opener, that's the most easiest way to get runs in T20 cricket. If Babar is going down, his strike rate is already 120. I don't see that happening.
Right on. We also have India facing Zimbabwe and Shefali Mihir, क्या लगता है? Are you expecting that there can be any changes in the team lineup for us as well? Because it is not exactly a match of heavy consequence. The opposition is a team which has just lost against Netherlands. You can afford to be a bit not overconfident, but you can afford to be a bit confident about the players that you have in your squad. Do you see any changes happening? Yuzvendra Chahal playing ahead, or you know any abstract changes that you're seeing?
Upayan, I think that Yuzvendra Chahal will play it tomorrow in place of R Ashwin. I think because Team India is expecting that two three wickets from R Ashwin. He is an economical bowler, but he is failing to take that wickets. But I think in place of if there was Chahal, then he maybe hit it for 35 to 40 runs, but he will assure you that 2 to 3 wickets. So I see Chahal playing ahead of R Ashwin tomorrow because there will be semi-finals. So Team India would try Chahal because it's a small match as well, as we are only just playing Zimbabwe. So yeah, I think just one change.
Shefali, given
Yeah.
the form that yeah, yeah, you had something
Yeah,
to say.
even I also feel the same because I'm not expecting much changes from the India squad. Other than get Chahal maybe getting a chance, maybe so that because he hasn't played from past few matches, so just giving him a try and see that okay how he performs against Zimbabwe, and then taking a call what will be their squad in semi. So maybe for that they can probably push for a change. Otherwise, we don't see any changes.
There was a comment in the comment section that Dinesh Karthik has to play and he's not getting enough game time. So tomorrow, if
Hmm.
we are down by 2 wickets early on, do you see that the batting order is tinkered? Maybe Dinesh Karthik comes ahead of Surya Kumar because Surya Kumar can also finish games, but you want your finisher also to have some kind of confidence because even in the South Africa match we saw that Dinesh Karthik played over 10 balls but didn't score in two digits at least. So क्या लगता है should is there a possibility that the batting lineup might be tinkered a bit?
If I like if I had to make a choice, I would have definitely done that because I feel that Dinesh Karthik is pretty experienced player, and it's very true that he's not getting first of all he's not at the right spot, and he's not getting enough opportunity or enough time to basically convert small runs into big ones. So uh, but the way we are currently performing, and our squad is a pretty balanced one, I really doubt that like Rohit Sharma will make any changes. But because Surya Kumar, yeah, because the way Surya Kumar is performing right now, I don't think so. They will first of all change their position at all, and the only thing is if we lose early wickets, maybe DK will get more time to play. But I practically I don't see getting a change in the position actually.
We can also hope that Indian team might use Ravichandran Ashwin the way Rajasthan Royals used him. Probably he comes up ahead of Dinesh Karthik. We actually have a question from Rohit. He says that can we compare Sam Curran with Ravichandran Ashwin in the all-rounder category? Saurabh, क्या लगता है? Can we?
We have such a big batting lineup.
Saurabh, go ahead.
Sorry.
Rohit asks that can we compare Sam Curran with Ravichandran Ashwin in the all-rounder category? What are your thoughts? Is this a question which is pretty perplexing? I'm not sure. I guess sort of silence kind of answers it. Sam Curran is more of a like somebody who on whom you can actually depend upon the अरे यार इतना क्या बुरा मान गया शो से ही चला गया. Sam Curran is somebody I think जिसके ऊपर you can actually trust your batting and you can trust your lower order slog hitting or something. Ravichandran Ashwin, well, he's somebody who can build the innings. He can hit a few sixes, of course, but you would still expect him to play at a far more slower strike rate than what Sam Curran can give you. So not exactly an all-rounder like Sam Curran, but I think it's time that we promote Ashwin to an all-rounder because he's definitely up there, especially the way that he has managed to improve his batting.
The
Jehan
problem
Dhaber
is,
says that. Yeah, yeah. Go ahead. Sorry.
yeah, the problem is we have so many options that it is so difficult to fit in everyone in that in that position. So I really, I mean, I hope he gets young, but it's not possible practically. The number of choices that we have in that.
Exactly, because Akshar Patel is playing only because Ravindra Jadeja is not playing, and we have so many
Hmm.
spin bowling all rounders
Hmm.
available. So absolutely, I guess Ashwin probably is playing this T20 World Cup also because Deepak Huda is not really experienced, as well as the fact that Akshar Patel is not experienced. We are probably seeing a few individuals in the team in the first 11 who are there more out of their experience than because of their current form, and certainly we hope that this experience does pay off.
Yeah, and the
J-
expectation from Ashwin currently is to play as a spinner, and that's why he's there in the team. Otherwise, maybe they won't even utilize him because they are not looking for a finisher at the moment. They're looking for a spinner, and that's his main job at, in the squad at the moment. For Rajasthan Royals, he can have a different role, but yeah, we cannot compare the two.
Absolutely, absolutely. Jehan Dhaber says Virat 72nd coming tomorrow, but today is Virat 34. So I think we can certainly rest the case on South Africa versus Netherlands. The Dutch don't really have too much potential to cause an upset. But we are moving on to our special segment for the day, which is Happy Birthday Virat Kohli, Happy 34th. Now, Virat Kohli, you certainly make us pray that we get your wicket early on in the game, but that is only when you wear the RCB red. Otherwise, every tongue must confess, every head must bow that you are the best batsman India has produced in the past decade. So, guys, let's talk a bit about Virat Kohli. Share your favorite Virat Kohli innings, and since it's a T20 World Cup that's going on, share us your favorite Kohli innings in T20, both international and IPL combined. We'll start with Spandan.
Yeah,
Pick one.
okay. I think Mohali and MCG will be pretty common, so I'll be an exception, and I'll point out one from the IPL. I was there at the Eden Gardens, and it was against KKR, of course. And Virat Kohli made an exceptional 100. I mean, I still remember him fist punching in the air,
Was that the one
and
with the stitches? The
yes,
one
yes,
where he
that's one.
hit? Ah, yes, of course.
Yeah. And RCB crossed 200, and it was very painful to watch, but then it was an amazing knock. I still remember it, that's why. And then Andre Russell almost pulled that through, but got run out. So yeah, that's I will always remember that because I saw it with my own eyes. So yeah, that will be one of my best VK innings. Yeah,
It must have broken your heart, but it probably made up your memories,
yeah,
right?
that's why it's so special. Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
Mihir, coming to you, favorite VK innings in T20?
From international point of view, I will pick that innings in the 2014 Bangladesh when Bangladesh hosted that World Cup versus South Africa. We were chasing I think 172 or 173, and I think he scored 72 from 44 deliveries. Where we have got a decent start from our openers Rohit Sharma and Ajinkya Rahane. Then he came at three, and he just take away the game from the Proteas. And yeah, that was my his favorite innings from the international circuit. And then talking about the IPL, I will pick that inning. I think it's of 2020 versus CSK in Dubai. I guess he scored 100 or 90 odd runs.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
He
yeah,
scored almost around 100, but not 100.
yeah,
Yeah.
that
I
was
think
my
he
favorite inning.
single-handedly took away the game from CSK.
Yeah.
He's done that so many times against so many oppositions. Saurabh, we are discussing Virat Kohli's. Uh, Sorry, we are discussing your favorite Virat Kohli innings in T20, both international and IPL combined. Share us yours.
Uh, First of all, I wasn't a very big Virat fan before this World Cup. That innings against Pakistan at Melbourne, I can't look beyond. That's it for me. For IPL, the inning which Mihir was talking against CSK in 2020, it was amazing in Dubai, I guess.
Nice, nice. Shefali, what about you?
I am really very bad in remembering the innings, but I feel I remember the Asia Cup when he was told to be out of form, and then when he performed, I guess against Pakistan, right? He ended up performing, and then he proved his point that okay, and then everyone was like he was never in out of form. He's always in form. So yeah, that was the time when he proved again, when there were talks behind the back that maybe he's out of form, he's not performing from a very long time, but then he somehow managed to pull down his critics every time he is being talked behind. So that's what I like about him, and it not just this inning, but I guess each and every inning that he plays with so much passion and dedication, and it never looks that he plays just for himself. He's always so passionate about playing and then winning for the team, and I've seen that he's not like an individual player who just think about his score, but he's a very good team player. So that's what I love about him.
Pratisha here in the comments has said that the 82 in the MCG versus Pakistan this World Cup, there were
Hmm.
talks by former players that he should be dropped, but that was
Hmm.
a hell of a comeback.
Yeah.
Absolutely, Pratisha. I think he is the master of comebacks and a brilliant centurion, MCBC in his words. But yeah, absolutely. I think my personal favorite innings of Virat Kohli is that 49 he played against Pakistan in Mirpur against in the Asia Cup just before
Hmm.
the World T20 in 2016. I think Harsha Bhogle probably said it that it is an innings which probably won't be a part of any of his half centuries or centuries that he would go on to gather. But that innings of 49, he got out, but the way he mastered that chase for India, and I think everyone were in awe because it was a very tricky pitch to bat, and with the moisture coming in, and with the manner in which guys like Amir and the entire Pakistani bowling, how they had bowled up to the Indian players, I think it was a thing of genius. And that's all about him, right? I mean, he's been giving us quite a few memories over the years. So I think here's wishing him a great year ahead, and may he keep giving us such wonderful memories in the upcoming years to come. Happy birthday, Virat Kohli. Up next, we have the prediction round, and it's a pretty simple thing. You just get to tell us about the most impactful player that you are expecting from the match that is going to happen tomorrow. Uh, we have India versus Zimbabwe, we have Pakistan versus Bangladesh, we have South Africa versus Netherlands. Let's start with you, Saurabh. Give us three impactful players from the three matches that we are having tomorrow. Go. And the possible results that you think are going to happen.
Bangladesh versus Pakistan, I think Haris Rauf, the form that he is in right now. Winner for me, I'm going towards Bangladesh. Uh, and the second match, India versus Zimbabwe. Uh, One thing I'm looking at the internet all over that Indians are not really expecting Zimbabwe to come big against them, but their bowling lineup is a little bit worrying for me. Those three fast bowlers with the height of 6 plus. Uh, so I'm picking one of them, Blessing Muzarabani, and the winner is going to be India for me. And the third match, South Africa versus Netherlands, Quinton de Kock and South Africa.
Absolutely. Spandan, what about you? Your predictions?
Bangladesh versus Pakistan. I think Babar will step up. Yeah, it's about time
Okay.
he steps up. So yeah, and he proves me wrong, right? And then Pakistan will win because Bangladesh has a habit of hitting it in the sky. And then there's India versus Netherlands. I think it's KL Rahul's day when he starts playing. So he has started playing. So he'll be in a good knock, and KL Rahul will score a good amount of runs tomorrow as well, and India will win comfortably. And for South Africa, I think, yeah, Quinton de Kock has to be South Africa winning easily. Yeah.
Lovely. So Quinton de Kock has 2 for 2. Mihir, what about you?
For India versus Zimbabwe, I am going with Surya Kumar Yadav. Maybe a quick 60-65 at a strike rate of 200 maybe. And I think India will be winning that match, which is quite obvious. Then talking about Pakistan versus Bangladesh, I think Babar Azam will step up. So Pakistan may be winning that match, but it won't affect us. So yeah, if they want to win, they can catch. And then the next match is South Africa versus Netherlands. I am going with David Miller, our the part of our Royals family, and I am expecting maybe a 60-65, as I said, for Surya and South Africa winning that match.
Lovely, lovely to hear that. David Miller, all the best from the Super Royals here. Hope you live up to our expectations. Moving on, Shefali, what about you? Your predictions?
Yeah, for India versus Zimbabwe, obviously India winning the match, and I really want Rohit Sharma to perform well, so that, and I expect that we won't be losing wickets soon, and we'll have a good partnership between KL Rahul and Rohit Sharma. So that is number one. Another one is regarding South Africa versus Netherlands. I would say obviously South Africa winning it, and yeah, Quinton de Kock performing. Because I'm not expecting that they will reach to that stage where David Miller had to play. So I am expecting the match will be finished before that. So that is why I'm choosing him. And the third match, which is between Bangladesh and Pakistan,
Yeah,
I think, I don't know why, but it's just my intuition that I feel that Pakistan will be winning the match easily, and I'm expecting Rijwan will be the top scorer.
Nikunj here says that Netherlands might create an upset. I don't think Nikunj. You know why? Because so far, every team that the Pakistanis have supported, they have actually resulted in failure. They supported us against South Africa, we lost. They supported Bangladesh against us, Bangladesh lost. So maybe they will be supporting Netherlands tomorrow, and I'm hoping that they do as well. कनिष्क हियर सेज कल यूजी भाई को खेलना चाहिए 11 में एब्सोल्युटली हम लोगों को भी यही लगता है कि 5 रुपए की पेप्सी यूजी भाई सेक्सी ये स्लोगन्स कल एमसीजी में गूंजना चाहिए और कल अर्शदीप सिंह का 5 विकेट हो जाए तो हाँ भैया ये तो चाहिए हम लोगों को भी चाहिए
Upan, I want to say something. Do
हाँ
you
बोलो
guys think do you guys think that the toss will play an important role in the semis or finals?
that's an interesting question let's start with Sponnon. What do you think? Which one is going to be a more crucial factor, toss versus the weather? Possibly, I think we have the venues there. क्या लगता है?
Yeah. Weather definitely in this scenario. I mean, I would have said toss if it would have been in the UAE. But then, yes, knockout stages, runs on the board always plays a important factor. So yeah, toss will, and we have Rohit in our side. Even if he's not batting, he has the luck. So yeah, we are pretty much settled in that.
Nice one. Shefali, क्या लगता है? Toss, weather, क्या? Which one will be a more important factor?
Weather, definitely, because as far we have seen in the matches in Australia, weather has actually, whenever it has rained, the match has twisted differently in another direction after that. So I hope it doesn't rain and we get a good match. So definitely the rain will be the biggest factor.
Nice one. Kanish here says कि टॉस नहीं बच गए तो न्यूजीलैंड सेमी में नहीं है इंडिया के सामने इंग्लैंड को संभाल लेंगे एब्सोल्युटली सौरभ टॉस वेदर
I absolutely agree with the panelists here. Weather for me as well, because the one thing at the start of the tournament, everyone was saying that the one place where you can, just score runs and can defend that is Australia. And with weather around, with rains around, you would want to bat second. So yeah, weather for me.
so whether it is I personally feel that Australia may historically the pitches that you get they offer sufficient bounce the ball usually comes well on the bat and hopefully pitch doesn't really like pitch is usually a sporting one The reason why we've had such close matches or certain upsets is preferably because of the wet outfield, which has been a significant issue. So I personally feel that yeah, more than the toss, maybe toss because for the Duckworth Lewis thing, but most importantly, it's been the weather which has played a crucial role in determining the results of the game. I think that's pretty much it from our side this week on the Royals on the road. Thank you, Spondon, for taking out time and joining this podcast. We would love to have
Pleasure.
you in our panel many more times in the future. Shefali, Mihir, and Saurabh Super Royals, thank you so much for sharing your thoughts, opinions, and insights. Also, shout out to Super Royal Rohit for managing things at the back end. Without you, this episode wouldn't have been possible. A special round of thanks to all those who sent us their comments during the podcast. Thank you for making it so interactive. Uh, जाते जाते बस यही कहना चाहूंगा कि don't forget to like and share this video, and if you haven't already, please do subscribe to our channel, follow us on our social media handles in Twitter and Instagram. Don't miss out on the interesting content that we create and the amazing contests that we constantly bring for you. As a matter of fact, shout out to the ongoing T20 World Cup contest that we are having right now. You can check out from the link given in our Instagram bio and win exciting prizes if you participate. That's pretty much it from my side. Here's Superall Lupayan signing off. May everyone have a brilliant Sunday and a wonderful week ahead. And hopefully our boys bring the trophy back home. Jai Hind and Halla Bol.
Halla bol.
Halla
Allah
Bol.
bol.